Hey everyone, what's going on? My name is Art Supplies and welcome to another Ableton tip of the week. This week I'm going to show you how to make some awesome mashups in Ableton. So we're going to look at mashing up two of my tracks today. So I'm going to mash up Dance Floor and Graveyards' track that he wrote with me called Switch. So the first thing you're going to notice is that I've got both tracks at -6 dB. This is because we want to bring the audio down so it doesn't peak, especially if I've got two tracks playing at the same time. So if we go down to the master channel down here, you can see that I've got two limiters on it, both adding 3 decibels, and then the final one has a ceiling on it as well. So spreading it across the two limiters is going to help balance it and not give them both too much work to do. So firstly, I'm going to create the basic structure of the track. So we're starting off with my track Dance Floor. So let's listen to that. Let's find where the drop is. And then I'm going to drop it into Switch. So you want to make sure that both tracks are at the same BPM as well. And they need to be matched up on the grid exactly in line. Otherwise, when you bring it into things like Rekordbox and when you go to play it, all your BPMs will be slightly out. So make sure your precision is on point. So basically, I'm going to go through and do that for you. I'll show you how I'm going to line that up. So right now, it's just going to drop straight into it. I like that, but I think I want to use the drop part from Switch instead and try and mash it together with this sort of fade here. I kind of like it. I think I need a bit more fade on it. And I'm thinking maybe the EQ is needed, so I'll split it here, and basically what I'm going to do is add an EQ to it and then just switch it on for this particular section here. So that means there's no clashing of the low end as it comes up. That sounds pretty good. Let's leave it there. So what you can also do is we can find some parts of Dance Floor that I can add back in to sort of mash it up a little bit more and make it interesting. So I'm going to look for a bit of a piano part in here and try and find one that will chop back in nicely and sort of add that random flashback to the original piece. That way we're not being too boring. But you can add other things as well, like acapellas, and maybe mash it up even further if you really wanted to. But I'm just going to find a piece here and drop this in and see what it sounds like, just to give you an example. I think this one might work. So let's chop that out and just bring it out of Switch and try this. Oh, that kind of works. Let's leave it like that. So there's a good example. Let's try and duplicate it across. Cut it out of this bit. Cool. So let's have a look at blending the two together back in for the second part of Dance Floor. I'll just have a play around with this and see what I can come up with. You can use fades and all sorts of things. These tracks are going to be slightly difficult to blend, but we'll see. So let's throw the EQ on this bit as well and take the low end out on that part so it doesn't clash. Cool, so that gives it a little bit of a lead in. I think that'll do. Sweet, so let's look at doing the second drop. So we'll drop it back into Switch again, the second drop of Switch. Basically, I'm going to go and do the same thing as I did for the first drop, pretty much exactly. So let's do that now. Awesome, I'm sure that's done now. Cool, so basically that's how you would do your mashup. Let's copy over these cool little parts in here and add these in as well. Wicked, so there we have our track. So basically now you want to export it and make sure that the master is all good and it's not peaking. Your export settings are going to look something like this, except you don't want any dither on there. So let's just roll with that. So we drop it back in, and here we have the full waveform track for you, ready to roll, and it's all done. So that's how you make a mashup. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was really helpful. If it was, then leave some love down below. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you learned something, be sure to share it around. Stay tuned for the next episode every week.